And we are excited to present our last class. Well, actually, Shanley's presenting. So to celebrate, Shanley, we may have new people here. So do you want to introduce yourself again while I make myself a mocktail?
Yes, and I've got my mocktail stuff here as well, my little ninja bottle. And so, yes, I'm Shanley Tenike. I'm a professional organizer. I'm here in Tucson, Arizona, but I am going virtual with all of my services now. So wherever you are, I can help you too. I'm also a KonMari consultant in training, and my reports are under review right now, which is fantastic.
Awesome.
So that means I'm very close to becoming certified, and then I'll be the only certified KonMari consultant in Southern Arizona. And yeah, that's right. And I'm also a member of NAPO.
Arkansas. We're watching you from Arkansas, so we are really privileged to have you because we don't have anything like that here.
So cheers to that.
Okay, I'm going to add a little bit. I have a limited number of zings, so I do use these for celebration. Oh, cheers. Oh, that's so pretty.
So here's our final session. Yep, final session, and we're going to have a little ninja drink to that.
Oh my gosh, that's so good.
Yummy.
Okay, so I don't have any expertise. I am the needy person who needs much help. How this all came to be. Shanley is my dear friend, and so we've already talked about you. Okay, so let me just recap. Last week you told me to just clear out just one bag of paper. I told her that I had taken a bunch of stuff and just crammed it into bags just to be able to clear off my table, and I threw them into my spare bedroom. And so I did. I only went through one bag, but you have empowered me to say that that's okay. One bag is better than no bags.
That's right.
The good news is, so I threw away just a bunch of, like pizza coupon. It was just mail. And, but you know what I found? I found my business assessment, tax assessment that I'm supposed to pay. I had crammed it in, and I wondered where it was. Yeah, that's where it was. So thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. So typically in my sessions with my organizing clients, we hear one of two or three things. And the first being, that's where that is. Second is, I've been looking for that. And number three, look, there's money. So I actually had a client find enough money to pay for my services in her garage. When we cleaned out the entire garage, she found $600.
Wow.
Right? Which was the class number 2. And today we're going to talk about kimono and sentimental. And the point of going through them in this order is that you strengthen your picking muscle, your choosing muscle, by going through things that are easy all the way to things that are hard. And sometimes you have things that are hard that are from other categories, and you just move them. You just move them over to sentimental. So maybe it's your grandmother's cardigan, or your a blanket that your whoever made you, or your prom dress, and then you just move it over here to sentimental, and you deal with it later. And that's okay to do that. There's nothing wrong with doing that. Maybe it's a favorite book, or a card that your mother gave you that you don't want to get rid of. Again, just move it over to sentimental, and it's really okay to do that. So today, that's what we're going to talk about is kimono, which is everything else that is not clothing, books, paper, or sentimental. And so that includes things like your linen closet, your garage, your pantry, your kitchen. Your entire kitchen is kimono. The patio, gardening, just anything that's not one of those other sections. And so today we're going to talk about kimono, specifically the kitchen. And so Karen and I have brought a bunch of the supplements, and we'll talk about those that we use on a daily basis. But so tell me, how did it feel after you got done with that one bag and you were able, I hope, to recycle a bunch of things and throw away some other things that aren't recyclable? Tell the audience how you felt.
So Well, I felt empowered, and if it hadn't been late already, and I taught I had a 3-day class that I was teaching. Oh, here, excuses, right? But I felt so good after just doing that one bag, and I can't tell you how much stress I didn't even know I was carrying around about that. It was always in the back of my mind, like, where I think there's something I need to pay. There's something, where is that tax thing? There's some kind of, and that was apparently a really big, like, lump of stress that I was carrying around that I wasn't even aware that I was carrying. And when I found that so I could pay it, I was like, it was like, oh. So, and
Yay.
I suspect that just part of that overwhelm that we talked about on the reason we're doing this, I think, is just because I'm carrying around a bunch of those lumps of stress of just tons of things that I don't know where things are. I'm just overwhelmed. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I also gathered up I did do some books, and I know 2 people that they're specifically were asking on Facebook for books because the libraries are closed. And so they're looking for books to read for or one lady is looking for books for her mom. So I did find some, and it was easier, like paperback books, to let those go because, it's easier when somebody needs something. So I can do that. So that was really helpful. Thank you.
Great.
But
so you were able to pass along books to somebody then?
Yeah. Oh, and
Yay.
I also, when I went to the recycling, I also had a bunch of National Geographics that I put into, there's a recycle bin for the Veterans Hospital.
Perfect.
Where you can put magazines. So I put a lot of my National Geographics in there. I forgot about that too. So I did do that.
So it wasn't just one thing. You did multiple things.
I guess I did 2 things, yeah.
Yay, that's fantastic. So one of the cool things that's happening right now is if you are searching for books or videos or music, most libraries right now have a free app that you can download, and then you can just download all of those books and audiobooks and things like that for free using your library card. So just go into your library, whatever your local system is, and see what they have going on, because NPR did a huge story about it the other day about how most libraries have free online services for people who do have a library card. And if you don't have one, you can apply for one right away and then get it. And then you can start using all these services as well. You just have to download a secondary app. Mm-hmm. So that's a great way to also think about the fact that if you have that book that you've been holding on to for a long time, your aspirational books is what I like to call them, because you aspire to read them someday. For me, it's Eat, Pray, Love, and I've just been holding on to it because everybody said it was great, and it probably is. But then one night I watched the movie instead. So for me, like you, I can pass it on to somebody who will actually read the book. But I could just check it out online and read it electronically on my Kindle, which is kind of what I've been doing more anyway. So that's a way to sort of help yourself release items and pass them along to other people who need them. That's a huge inspirer for some people. It's a release of obligation of keeping things, because a lot of people feel like if I hold on to this, I'm the owner of it, and they personify things. And so they think if I let this book go, it's going to feel sad. And so giving things emotions like that is a very common thing. And so a way to help yourself get over that is to pass it along to somebody who needs it and or wants it. And so I'm kudos to you for finding a way to release those books and magazines, knowing somebody else will benefit.
Both of these ladies with the books, one's in her 80s and the other one's 71, and they don't do an app, so that was good. But I've gotten where when I buy books now more, because I read a lot of business books, and I do get those on my Kindle so that I don't have more, because I usually just read those, and sometimes I'll pass them on to a business colleague, but I just get those on my Kindle now.
Yeah, and with the new app where you can download things for free, it's a perfect way to do it, especially if older folks who can't read anymore, they can get the audiobooks and they can be read to them. It makes it more entertaining that way. So you can listen to them while you work out, you can listen to them while you're driving, if you're still doing driving. And of course, we want to think beyond this. This isn't just a coronavirus situation. You want to think beyond, and these are things that are applicable even in the future as well. So you felt glad and proud and happy, it sounds like to me, and relieved.
Yes, huge relief.
Good.
Empowered. I'm feeling
empowered.
It's been 2 weeks since we first talked, and I feel so much more empowered. I can't tell you how much you've helped. It's just,
Good.
I didn't know where to start. Just didn't know. I was just stuck.
Good. That was the last client that I had that I helped with a virtual session. She said, these sessions are empowering us to make decisions. That's a very common word that comes up with me because I tell all of my clients, this is a judgment-free zone. And this is a cone of silence. I'm not going to repeat what you say. And when I ask you questions, I'm not judging you. I'm just trying to understand. And so that way I can process through that item with you and help you process through it. And that way I can understand where you're coming from and help you move through what you need to do to be able to release that or not. Sometimes you don't want to release it, and it helps me understand where you're coming from for other items that we might come across as well. So it's just because I ask questions doesn't mean I'm judging you. It's judgment-free. It's just a process.
Yeah. Thank you for that, because I did have a lot of shame about what I was experiencing, but you make me feel safe.
Yay.
So thank you. I'm going to cry. Don't cry.
Good. Well, and that's a big thing too, is that this is a very emotional process going through these things, especially ending up on sentimental. You're going to feel emotions, and that's why you go through the process to strengthen that emotional picking muscle. So that way, when you get to sentimental, it's much easier for you to be able to get through the sentimental process. And you'll find that there's a reason that you want to keep some things, but then you start discovering those reasons are not as powerful or as emotional as you thought. And so that's why we go through the process in the order that we do.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me about your kitchen.
Oh God.
Because that's next.
Okay. Let's start on a positive note, because as I was looking around, because I knew that's where I was going to go next.
Okay.
And I have to talk about, because I just made wood polish with my Thieves household cleaner yesterday and made a video about that. And as I was looking, when I put it under the sink, and I was like, you know what? I'm so grateful because, okay, look, I have my glass cleaner that I make with vinegar and Thieves, and I have my Thieves cleaner. Oh, look at my new bottle. Look, I got this with the promotion this month.
So cute. Love it.
And this is what I use to clean everything, And then I have, of course, my bottle of Thieves household cleaner when I make a big, when I'm off the floors. But I thought, I don't have all the junk under my sink that I used to have before I used Thieves cleaner. I used to have, oh Lord, I had Windex and like different types of cleaners for the tub and the toilet and the countertops, and the floor. Steel. Yes, I had wood, So I had, and now I just use Thieves household cleaner for everything. So I thought, well, that's good. I really have cleaned that out. That's not I need to clean my cabinets out. I need to make room for my supplements. So right now I have a little bamboo shelf, and okay, I take a lot of Young Living supplements. Here, I brought some over to show you. So I take this sulfurzyme. This is why, dang it, this is why my nails grow so fast and my hair grows so fast, which isn't a good thing when you can't get a haircut. But sulfurzyme it has MSM and the Ningxia wolf, like the Ningxia wolfberry. But it supports your hair, your nails, a lot of your body systems. And of course, vitamin C. I have to have this.
Me too.
Good. Yeah. And the reason, if people don't know, the reason I use the Young Living vitamin C and vitamin B for my supplements is because, one, I don't have a good diet. And two, because these are not just the vitamins, they also are infused with essential oils, and science, they've done studies, and it shows that the addition of essential oils to the vitamins helps your body absorb the vitamins, so you're not just peeing them out. So it's worth, if you're buying your vitamins at Walmart like I used to, you're pretty much just pissing it down the drain. And this I've only been taking about a year, and I got off of it. What I like to do is when they come out with something new, I'll take it, and then I stop to see how, what difference it makes. These multi-greens make a huge difference in my energy level. See, and this has Melissa essential oil. It's spirulina, I can't see it. It's all the green stuff.
And which spirulina powder everybody's putting in their shakes right now. Everyone.
Yeah. So I just I take these. I take this in the morning and at night, and I also take my fish oil in the morning and at night. Well, it's not just fish oil; it's my omega Gi's. It
Right.
also has CoQ10, vitamin D3. So this is amazing, and I've made videos about this before. I said the reason I love this is because the other ones I used to take, because I'm supposed to take it for my heart, make me burp the most god awful fish bleh, things,
fish
and these
oil.
don't.
Yeah.
These don't. So,
Okay. Cool.
and an ImmuPro, which I take at night, it has reishi mushroom powder,
Mm-hmm.
and it also has melatonin. And anyway, it's a good immune system booster. And then I take it at night because it also helps me sleep. But this is what my counter looks like, Shanley. So, oh, wait, that's not.
Right.
But wait, there's more. I also
Right.
can't live without this
Oh, I
prebiotic
love
and
that.
probiotic.
A probiotic. I take that every morning.
So I did take the Life 9, but I found out it has to be refrigerated.
Right.
And when I travel, I think you may have told me that. I can't remember who did. But I was traveling with it. It's like, girl, you're supposed to keep that in the refrigerator. I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
But this was
Love
for
that.
kids.
Little travel packet.
It's not just the probiotic, which we all need for our guts, which is a whole class in itself, but it's the prebiotic to feed the stuff in your gut. So anyway,
That's right.
yeah, so this is what my counter looks like.
Okay. And so what are you doing to organize that?
Put it in a line.
You said you were cleaning out a cabinet to order.
Yeah, I thought if I could. Okay, so I have a cabinet that's full of like miso soup that I'm not even sure if it's any good. it's I don't know. It's like and ramen thing. It's like I think it was let's put all the Asian instant food here. I don't know.
Okay, so you're trying to make some space for all of your supplements in a closet.
Yeah.
CBD oil, love it.
I take this twice a day too.
Yay.
It helps overall with my
okay.
problem. So yeah.
So you're looking for your cupboards to find things that you don't use and that you're going to be able to pass along. Maybe you can pass them along to a food pantry or to a local university. The U of A has basically a food pantry for the kids who are, what do they call it? I'll have to remember. It's food deficient, I think is what they call it. So if you have food that you're not eating, check in with your local university. Now you're near Aiden's University, and so you might be able to pass it along, or your local food pantry or a homeless shelter, all of that food. There are places that will actually take food that's expired as well, because the expiration dates are actually just a suggestion. You can look that up online, do your research, but they're not enforceable by the FDA. And so it's up to you if you want to use foods that are expired, but there are places that will take food that is expired as well.
We have some little food pantries that are people have built with little glass doors. They're just around, and you can just go and put stuff in it. So maybe I could do that.
Yeah, I saw somebody posted that on Facebook yesterday that they actually had. It's one of those little book shares, neighborhood book.
Those too.
Yeah, and they've turned them into food pantries, which I think is so great.
Yeah.
So, okay.
I guess
so. Your next step is to work your supplements into that cabinet, is what I'm hearing you say, right?
Yeah. I need to get rid of some more plastic stuff. Those little. Where do they come from? Your neighbors bring you I thought you'd like some cookies, and then you have those little glad plastic things.
They multiply at night while you're sleeping. I know. I've seen it happen.
But I know I could fit my supplements in there if I could get that stuff cleaned out of there. So
yes, you probably can, and you can also pass those along to the food pantries as well. And if they don't want them, they'll recycle them. But oftentimes, what they'll do is they'll put little kits together in those containers, and then they'll pass those out like that as well. Especially if they have larger packages, they'll break them down into smaller packages and put them in the kits. It's kind of like homeless shelters that will take pill bottles that are empty, and then they'll dump the big ones like from Costco or from the pharmacy, and they'll put them in the smaller pill bottles, and then they'll hand those out to homeless people because they don't have a way to have that huge bottle of pills. They just need a small amount.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Cool
Okay.
idea.
So if you, what other, since this is our sanctuary class, what other things are you doing in your home to make it feel like a sanctuary? What do you do currently?
Nothing.
Well, I mean, you're a Reiki master, so I can imagine that your home is.
I do that. Yes.
You did what?
I do. I diffuse like smudging oils. I smudge with sage and Palo Santo. I Reiki up my house. That's good. I have, of course, diffusers. I have salt lamps. I love my salt lamps. That's nice and relaxing. And I have crystals around. I have a bazillion house plants that have moved to the deck now. But in the wintertime, it's like a jungle. But they're. I love my plants. My plants. For me, if I had to just have one thing, if you said you can't have any crystals, you can't. No, I have to have oils. Okay, if I could have two things, I have to have my essential oils and I have to have plants. Yeah, those are
plants. Yeah, plants are a great way to bring healing into your home because, of course, they clear the air. Number one, and that's an essential thing. They also provide positive energy for your home, and that's actually one of the things that Marie Kondo espouses in her beliefs is that you need to have living things in your home. And she actually goes every morning and actually it's every evening. She goes through her entire house and waters all of her plants and touches them and cleans them off and, dusts the leaves and things like that, because it's her way of keeping the energy very positive and very high in her home. And she goes around and, tidies all the surfaces and the salt crystal that you're talking about is a wonderful way to provide just the glow of it alone is a wonderful light, but it reduces the negativity in your home and provides positive energy as well. So it's that absorption opportunity and diffuses it and eliminates the negative and puts out positive. So those are all wonderful ways. And of course, diffusing is one of the things that Marie Kondo does as well. Another thing that she does is she says to keep an item that sparks joy, like on your desk or whatever. And for her, it's an egg, and it turns out it's an egg for me as well. And that's because they represent prosperity and abundance. And so a client actually gave me this egg, and she didn't know, it's a piece of crystal and she doesn't know what kind, but you can't really see, but you can see through it. And it's a really beautiful sort of rainbow inside. So that sits right on my desk right there next to the sign that says that, whoops, and it fell. Next to the sign that says I'm going to be a role model at 50. So that's my sort of little, feel good area right there next to my picture of my sisters and me. So it's important for you to have an item that sparks joy so that when you focus on that, you feel really good. And for you, it's probably a plant is my guess. And it's important to remember that you have things like that can bring you joy. It's already 23 after. Do we have any comments?
Oh my gosh. I bet we do. Hey, I wonder if I can go over here and look. Let me see. I've got my computer on.
So we're a little technically challenged, everybody.
Okay. I've opened another tab. Let's see. Angie says, Shanley, you're a therapist as well. Yes, she is. Aww. She is my therapist. Let's see. I don't see any questions. I see some positive feedback. That's great. Oh, okay. There's a little bit of a lag. Oh, this is weird. Now I'm watching my mouth move. Okay, that's really bizarre. Okay. But I didn't see any questions. So okay. This is the solution then. So I could pop over there. There's a little bit of a lag.
Okay. So the next, if there was to be one more thing that you could do here, I would recommend the takeaway for this particular session would be the junk drawer, or the maybe drawer, as some people like to call it. When people ask, do you have a whatever? And you say, maybe, let me go look. And it's almost always in that one drawer, right?
I have mine in my kitchen.
Right, exactly. So it turns out it's almost always in your kitchen because that's where we have extra drawers. So I would recommend that you go through your maybe drawer and consider, do you need those coupons from 5 years ago from that place you don't even live anymore? I've kind of recently gone away from gluten. And so the pizza coupons maybe could probably go, right? Unless they have gluten-free bread. But it's just an evaluation process. If you have electronics in there, little cords or screws or If you can pick something up out of your maybe drawer, look at it, and legit not even know what it is, maybe consider why you're keeping it. You know, you might find the home for it someday, but someday is not a day of the week. And so you're probably not gonna. So consider maybe getting rid of that. So that's going to be the takeaway for this one, is the maybe drawer, and see if you can do that. And if anybody needs help with the sentimental section, because that is the hardest part, my email is scrolling across there, or my website is scrolling across there. Just reach out and you can book an appointment with me if you want to. My email is the same. It's shanley@shanleytenike.com. It's just super easy to reach out, and I've got lots of options for free sessions and virtual sessions and different types of packages that you can buy, whatever works best for you. You might just need 1 hour. You might just need a 30-minute phone call. But whatever. I mean, Karen has said, repeatedly, empowered, empowered, empowered. I feel better. I feel lighter. I feel easier. I'm so glad I found that, whatever it was. And that's what I do every single day. And I love doing it. And that's why my tagline is you on purpose, because I'm on purpose when I do this work, and I'm helping you be on purpose as well. And that's the point. So it's so easy. And every time I get off of a call now with somebody, I do a little happy dance, because I'm so happy having helped somebody.
Well, you have helped me tremendously, and everybody who's watching this, and we appreciate your time. It's valuable. I mean, I know the value of what you've done for me, and just these 3 short little things are helping other people too. So Shanley, I appreciate you so much. Thank you. And I hope that you get more people, that you can help more people, because this is money well spent. I mean, you can't even can you put a price on your peace of mind? No, I mean, it's priceless. No. Thank you.
Right. Yeah, you're welcome. It was my pleasure.
We'll have to do some more, maybe later. We'll see. I love you.
Love you too.
Bye.
Thanks everybody for joining us. Bye.
Bye.